Okay, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before I begin with this lesson, I want to start by giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders at Great Millstone, who do rule well and teach well and are the true leaders of Israel today. Shalom to the hopeful elect, and I can push in this word throughout the four corners of the earth with all truth and sincerity, making your calling and election sure. Shalom. And this is going to be, no one ever said this walk was going to be easy or something to that effect, okay? Because when you come in this thing, it's not all about blessings and blessings and blessings. Oh, you now repented, so the Lord's just going to give you everything. No, man. When you actually come to serve the Lord, which when you read in the book of, Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach and the Apocrypha, it says, when thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Let me see if my microphone's on. Kind of. Yep. Because that's something that a lot of people here in Babylon the Great don't seem to grasp. That when you serve, the God of the Bible, it's not just going to be sweet and games, bro. Right? Because the big thing about Christianity is what? The prosperity doctrine. That prosperity kind of spirit that they push. You see, you turn your back, you come back to God and he's going to bless you with a new house, a new car, a new this, new that. And don't get me wrong, he can do that in a heartbeat. But with the understanding is we got to go through this fiery trial in order to get the kingdom of heaven, which is worth more than any riches here in America, Babylon the Great. Okay. So this is the book of Job, chapter 42. And I'm going to start at verse 11. And you can start at you can really start in chapter 2 and go down to 10 on down. And you can see all the hell that the Lord put upon Job just for him to come out even greater. Right? This is the book of Job, chapter 42 and verse 11. Then came there unto him all his brethren and all his sisters and all they that had been of his acquaintance before, and did eat bread with him in his house, and they bemoaned him and comforted him all the evil that the Lord had brought upon him. That's another thing. Just a quick, little, just to just interject this also shows that the Lord is the one in control of Shaitan. Because when you read Job, the second chapter, let's get this real quick because I didn't mention it. Who put that hell on him when you read it? Job chapter 2 and verse 3. And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him on the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth the Most High, and hateth evil, and still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause. And Satan answered the Lord and said, skin for skin, yet all that a man hath he will give thee for his life. Right? Let me jump down. And verse 7. So went forth Satan from his presence of the Lord, and smote Job with sore boils from the sole of his foot unto his crown. And this is where you get that understanding, man. When you read, the book of Deuteronomy, it says, I wound, I heal, right? I, the Lord, do all these things, right? Yahweh is the one that's actually in control of all and everybody's movements. And so when you read Job 42, it says, what? They bemoaned him and comforted him over all the evil that the Lord had brought upon him. But when you read the second chapter, it said what? Shaitan did it. Showing you that little Christian fable about Shaitan, taking him and his angels and going against the Lord. And when you read the book of Psalms, it says that all the angels, follow, the Lord's commandments, slightly paraphrasing. So the angels don't do anything unless the Lord allows them to, right? Including Shaitan, all right? But nonetheless, just to interject that, thought in there, every man also gave him a piece of money and everyone an earring of gold. So the Lord blessed the latter end of Job more than his beginning, man. And technically, this is the beginning, right, of us, man. We're telling you in the shoes of Job right now, here enduring in Babylon the Great, right? But our latter end is going to be a lot more greater, because we had to pay for what we, did in our past lives here in Babylon the Great, America. With, of course, the blessings, because when you read Proverbs 11, it's 11:1, it says, a false balance is an abomination unto the Lord. Right? So in this ministry, you're going to catch hell. Right? You're going to go through shit. But you're also going to receive blessings, man, for, for pleasing the Most High, right, in the ways of your righteousness. And really the main blessing is going to be salvation, bro, right, with your righteousness, right, because we're getting ready to come into that time, let me get this. I think it's Ezekiel. I think I already have it pulled up, Salakia. No, let's see. Ezekiel. Yep, 14 and 14. Yep. Did I mention that? Yep. Ezekiel 14 and 13. Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously, then will I stretch out my hand upon it, and will break the staff of bread thereof, and will send famine upon it, and will cut off man and beast from it. So when the Lord is getting ready to bring judgment from it, his servants are going to weep. Though these three men, Noah, Daniel, and Job, were in it, they should deliver but their own souls by their righteousness, saith the Lord power. You see? So endure everything you're going through, man, with righteousness to the best of your ability. Right? Right. It says take cheerfully. Now, let's get that. This Sirach. Oh, it's the same, yup. Whatsoever is Sirach 2 and 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state, when your mind is brought low, when you feel like there's no way out. Okay? And we're all getting ready to, really experience that when Esau, Edom, really comes down having great wrath, using electricity, food, and water as a means to push us to bow down to that charagma that he hit. Let's get this. It's in the book, yep. 2 Corinthians. This is what we're all getting ready to come into. Even Job was in this position, man. Like, damn, bro, like, he said, shall we not receive, good from the Most High and not evil? That foolish woman, because even his wife left him. You see, we are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair, persecuted, but not forsaken, cast down, but not destroyed. 10, always bearing about in the body the dying of the Lord Yahushua, that the life also of Yahushua might be made manifest in our body. You feel me? So, as you see, what Job was going through, he was in the same mindset, which we're getting ready to be in that same mindset. We're going to be persecuted. This is why you see all the Palestinian stuff going on, because what is one thing that vocab Haman Malone was doing, tying the Hebrew Israelite ministry to what? Islam. Okay, so we know persecution's coming. We know, hey, our families are getting ready, to turn our backs against us. We're getting ready, dip out on, everything, and just lean on Yahweh Bashim Yahushua for our goods and our needs. You see, we are troubled on every side. We're going to have troops and, so on and so forth going on all around us. But yet we're not going to be distressed. We're going to be perplexed. It's going to say we're perplexed. Right? This is us going through it. That we're perplexed. This is looking up in the regular dictionary. Got puzzled. You see? Confused. Right? But not in despair. You see? Because we're not going to know how our moves are going to be made. But we understand that the Lord, we have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that the Lord is going to be able to, to deliver us from these things that we're going to. And right now in our own, fiery trials. Right? But nonetheless, when you go back into Job 42:11, every man also giving him a piece of money, and everyone an earring of gold. 12, So the Lord blessed the latter end of Job more than his beginning. For he had 14,000 sheep and 6,000 camel and 1,000 yoke of oxen and 1,000 she-asses. And when you go into livestock, that's real money. Okay, so he was rich and he had, land and the Lord blessed him with, beautiful daughters and sons and so on and so forth. But nonetheless, he had to go through what he had to go through in order to get that, right? And we understand the parable, right? Let's get this. He had to go through what he had to go through in order to get to that level. This is 2nd Ezra 7:7. The entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place. Right, this is the entrance to the kingdom to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water. And look how narrow the path is, and only one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. You see, Akim, this walk is not given, this walk is not something that's to be played with. It's not something that's going to be nice 24/7. It's not something that's going to be, cute. Okay? Things are going to get even worse, the closer we get to the end of this thing, And this is why you always got to, let's get this. You always got to think about, because, it's not like we're going through hell 24/7. Right? But we understand that when we do serve the Lord, we go through hell. And what happens after a while of you passing your hell like Job, the Lord blesses you. And in the times of your prosperity, you got to be thinking about these things. Like, right here's the point. Sirach 11:25. In the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction. And in the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance of prosperity. You see? So don't get too comfortable when the Lord does bless you with things. But understand that the Lord is getting, ready to throw you back in that fire, man. Because remember, a false balance is an abomination to the Lord. But you got to endure constantly, bro. Right? You got to endure constantly. 1 Peter, even more so now than ever, coming into the times we're coming into, right? 1 Peter 4:12, Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you. You're going to have all different types of things happening in your life that wasn't happening before you even came into the truth, and you just got to deal with it. Take it cheerfully and grow into ministry until you may have the precepts and fortitude to be able to go through it, right? Rooting. Right? You got to root yourself in this ministry, because let's also get this. So like it, man. My mind just rolling. Oh, I forgot the precept. Something to this effect. Oh, there it is. So this is, let me go up. Actually, I could probably read this whole parable right here. Yep. So this is the book of, this is Mark 4:13. And he said unto them, Know ye not this parable? And how then will ye know all parables? The sower soweth the word, and these are they by the wayside where the word is sown. But when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts. Okay, and this is when you're in camp and you see a brother receiving it, and something happens where they just had to go. Their phone rings and it's the boss. Hey, we gotta dip, and he forgets all about the word. Okay. Verse 16, and these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground, who when they have heard the word immediately received it with gladness. But what happened? And have no root in themselves to sow in Salaki, and have no root in themselves, and so endure but for a time. Afterward, when affliction or persecution ariseth for the word's sake, immediately they are offended. Bang. You gotta have root to yourself, man. You gotta study, watch lessons, take notes, so that you may have root when affliction comes. Okay. Yup. And these are they which are sown among thorns, such as hear the word, and the cares of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches, and the lust of other things entering in choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful, meaning you cared too much about the things here in Babylon the Great that it stopped you from studying, stopped you from watching lessons, talking to Akim, and growing in this ministry. That's that. So, you want to be that. You want to be that. And these are those that are sown on good ground. Mark 4:20. These are they which are sown on good ground, such as hear the word and receive it and bring forth fruit, some 30-fold, some 60, and some 100. You see? Because when you receive this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, it's a blessing, and you can't hide it. And if you hide it, you're gonna be considered, ineligible to make it into the kingdom, and you're gonna be, hit with 3 stripes more than someone that didn't have the word. Right? You're gonna have a worse judgment. Okay. So you want to make sure that once you hear the word and receive it, you grow there and by, and you bring in the fruit, man. And they must stay. Okay, but nonetheless, you gotta have root, so that when affliction and persecution ariseth for the word's sake, immediately they are offended, man. You gotta have root to be able to fight these temptations that the Lord's gonna put you through. Okay. And be patient. Probably close out with this one. Could be Hebrews or something. Yep, there it is. Ecclesiastes 9:11. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happen to them all. You see? So don't be, moving too quick either. Pace yourself and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. Okay? Because when you come into this ministry, you're going to go through shit. We're getting ready, man, almost to close out this ministry, Akim. So, we just got to endure a bit more. We got to go harder, because that means Shaitan's going to come even harder. Right? You're going to have all types of different spirits hop on brothers, and, slothful spirits, so on and so forth, man, that Shaitan, is going to start plaguing even harder, which means we got to go even harder, man. But nonetheless, man, don't expect this walk to be all fun and games. Don't expect it to be cute. Don't expect it to be easy. No one ever said it was going to be easy. So with that, I'm going to close out. Lord's will, this lesson was edifying.